This is from the Prime Minister. Article quote, "The government is committed to diversifying the economy and eliminating the monopoly of rents. So they're going to move from oil to oil gas non-oil revenue streams. They're pushing forward. It's really exciting to see how much progress Iraq has made in the last 2 years and the effects it's having on a global scale." The U.S. Republican representative, demanding sanctions on the government-owned Rafadain Bank, accusing it of being a machine for laundering money for the Iranian regime, Wilson wrote in a blog post on the X. The U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve, under Joe Biden, have allowed Rafadain Bank to become a money laundering machine for the Iranian regime and its agents to obtain U.S. dollars. The Republican representative stressed the need to impose sanctions on this bank, noting that President Donald Trump will fix the matter. Security and stability is what we constantly are seeing them brag about. I'm surprised they don't have the Goodyear blimp going by and saying, "We have security and stability in Iraq now. Everyone knows it. The whole world is pouring into your country. World banks are going crazy. Everything that should not be happening to your country because you're at a program rate is happening. How is this possible? What is this? This is the twilight zone. We now step into the new dimension called the monetary reform, giving purchasing power to the Iraqi citizens. Could Iraq's RV revaluation be in the double digits? Mark Z. It could be if you look at all the numbers I have shared with you and listen to Dr. Shabibi years ago, who said Iraq could support a $16 rate, and back then there was far more dinar in circulation than there is now. So it could be. I will just continue to think lower, so I am not disappointed. The governor of the CBI knows the Dr. Shabibi plan and it cannot be stopped. It can be delayed, but the reforms move ahead in spite of the U.S. foreign policy of the past. However, it also took a decent prime minister like al-Sudani to move it ahead regardless. Remember the Nouri al-Maliki days? Yes, this was yet 8 more years of wasted time. All we need to do is take a good hard look at the last couple years of progress under al-Sudani and we can clearly see a change. This took strong leadership and dedication to the white paper reforms. This is where we are today. They are now at the point, in spite of all the corruption, they have made it to the finish line, but now they need a push over it. The relationship between Sudani and Donald Trump is about to announce some initiative that is going to make America and Iraq stronger. The expectations of this are pretty high. What do you think this announcement from Trump is going to be? Community comment: MAGA and MEGA make Iraq great again. Frank: I like that because that's exactly what this man is doing right now. This weekend is going to be a very interesting time frame for us. It's really a critical time for us. They even use the word crucial. They definitely have a critical time as far as I'm concerned. 2 economists say Iraq's foreign reserves are reassuring compared to previous years. Iraq has large cash reserves that are greater than 100% of the volume of the issued currency. They have more assets, more money backing up the dinar than they have in circulation. So Iraq has over 100% backing for their currency. This is important as most countries only have 20% or so to back their currencies. Our relationship with America will become stronger with an initiative that al-Sudani will announce soon. Expectations of his advisor: I will keep you guys up to speed as to when the rate changes and all that, but it's very, very close. Saleh told Euphrates News that the gold reserve is undoubtedly an important part of Iraq's foreign exchange reserves, as it contributes to enhancing financial stability and confidence in the national currency. According to the announced data, gold reserves have reached about 152 tons. The approximate value of it in the country's foreign investment portfolio is about $14 billion, which constitutes about 13% of the total diversification of that portfolio. Mr. Sami said that the news about the budget is saying, Parliament voted on the incursion of the budget and they did say that the numbers they were given were in the billions, not the trillions like usually. Frank: if they were in the billions, then we have a new exchange rate. Because 1310 creates numbers in the trillions. You know that, I know that, and the CBI knows that. Slowly but surely it is a form of monetary reform education to you. You can call it an innuendo. A fuse is lit. When you light a fuse, an explosion of purchasing power is coming. We are already seeing that Iraq is being elevated to a high status on the list of issues for Trump's agenda. He is not going to wait long to handle Iraq. Iraq is ripe now, and as a businessman Trump must see it too. The opportunities in Iraq are boundless, but they are ripe now. Economic researcher Dia Abdul Karim explained on Friday that Iraq's budget is safe in light of the rise in oil prices to more than $75 per barrel, with expectations of an increase in production in the coming period. Abdul Karim told Al-Maluma, the decline in U.S. stockpiles prompted Trump to put pressure on OPEC to increase production and pumping quantities from exporting countries to the world to compensate for any shortage in stockpiles. He added, current oil prices have exceeded $75 per barrel, a figure that puts Iraq's budget in a safe place from any setback that may occur in global oil prices, although expectations indicate the possibility of it remaining at this level or rising slightly. He pointed out that global policy has an impact on the rise and fall of oil prices, and it is likely that OPEC will gradually stop reducing production in order to increase stocks, and oil prices may rise with it, as the increase in production will not be met with a decrease in prices due to the increasing demand from America for oil. The Kurdistan Regional Government Delegation is scheduled to hold a meeting with the federal government in the capital on Friday regarding employee salaries. Shafaq news agency correspondent said that the meeting will start after 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the home of Foreign Minister Fuad Hussein, where the regional government delegation consists of about 20 people headed by the Kurdistan Minister of Finance with the participation of many general managers in the ministry. He added that the meeting will include discussing the December 2024 salary and the 2025 salaries. The roots of the salary crisis in the Kurdistan region go back to 2014. When disputes escalated between the federal government in Baghdad and the Kurdistan regional government over the management of the oil and budget files, in addition to the repercussions of the war on ISIS, the decline in oil prices, and the subsequent spread of the corona pandemic in the world. Baghdad stopped sending the region's share of the budget, and the regional government responded by exporting oil independently. This conflict led to disruption in salary payment mechanisms, which began a series of delays and financial accumulations. Since then, there have been many attempts to find compromises between the two parties, most notably the financial agreements that stipulated the disbursement of the region's share of the budget in exchange for its commitment to export specific quantities of oil. Despite these agreements, they have not been fully implemented due to the continued lack of trust and political differences between the two sides.